Right then, part 2 of my cheap flight adventure to Geneva. Now go to the next lift, which is in a shop, and this is a big lift, and usually a lift this big in a shop would be really slow, but that's not the case of Switzerland. This lift is a fast Schindler S series of M-series logic. It's incredibly efficient. It goes between floors very quickly. It is such a good lift, especially for this sort of application. It's very over-spec'd and completely awesome. Nice big lift. It's really nice. Oh, come on, let me go up. Oh. Ah, M-series motor. M-series logic, S-series buttons. This lift is big. I mean, it's bigger than it looks on camera. This is a big lift. Well, I like those lights up there. It's still quite old. Absolutely perfect levelling. Okay, either of those, but when only one set of doors opens, either buttons can control that door, but when both doors open, you've got separate buttons for separate doors. 1A. Oh, M-series motor, that sounds really good. 2A. It's slowing down and perfect levelling. Switzerland just spoils you for epic lifts. There's so many lifts here, all so good. You don't get lifts this good that often in England, especially big lifts. Usually lifts this big would be hydraulic and slow, but this is a full proper M-series, works perfectly. Despite being really big, it's still got perfect intelligent levelling. There's the ladder, which is probably connected to safety, but I can not actually see where the safety contact is on it. And now go to H&M, which has this shitty piece of shit thingy. Shiny, but I doubt it's going to be good. Custom indicator. Oh, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Relift sensors. Ooh, that's a weird alarm. Let's do it again, that sounds odd. That's a weird alarm. And in Zara there is a Schindler 3300. Despite how good Switzerland is and how many really good expensive lifts, you still can't escape the dreaded 3300. Intelligent levelling, but let's just do the jump test. Oh, that's cheap. And so many floors, but you can't get to them. It's so disappointing. You can only get to -1. Oh dear. So it does intelligent levelling, so that bit's good, but it doesn't pre-door. It fully stops, which takes time before it opens its door. No pre-start, and such a weak lift, no chassis. Isn't good. And now go to the next lift, which is a 1980s generic, which looks very nice. Inside, the buttons have been replaced, but it seems to be still fairly original. It's a very unusual door mechanism. Ooh, a nice 80s generic. Well, I've got this button in my collection. Sadly, I've lost the spring on this on my collection, which is really annoying. Oh, that's boring. Schindler's servicing it. Well, Schindler's does everything here. Ascensors. How you pronounce that? Oh, it's boring. Looks so good on the outside. And let's get on top it. This lift is weird. Very, very weird. There's an inspection control and I'll stop it here. I don't like that mechanism. That there does that. Pulls a lever which does the rollers. Like normally for rollers. Why didn't they just put GL bar there? Then put it in there. It would have made more sense than doing it there. That does not make any sense. Why put a triangle there? Put a bar across to lift the roller. That's stupid. Well, I do like that inspection control. It's very nice. Not seen that logo before. Very weird lift. And now to an Otis. I have no idea what this place is. There's 3 Otises. Okay, despite having a blue monster, 5 is still unlocked. Otis. Oh, I know what you're doing, Otis. Ooh. That's medium harsh. I do like it says when the next stop is. Although it can change its mind, even though it says it doesn't guarantee it won't stop till there, because someone calls it will randomly change its mind. Next station, floor -1. And now we go to some nice eco discs. Eco discs, both those on car preference. These two look like should be a set, but they're not. They're individual, but they're not a set. So this is another weird setup. Those are the wrong way round. 8 should be there, 7 should be there. Oh, accelerated, nice. Classic eco disc alarm. Mr. RFID's protecting the lift. Pre-door. Well set up, it runs well. Rooftop of 42. Sounds overpriced. Floor 0. I do find it weird that a shopping centre has eco-discs inside the shop, which is, eco-discs are literally just behind this shaft. The eco-discs are like just there behind the shaft, but they've got Otises in the shop. To put in Otis for a shop, but eco-discs for the shopping centre, even though they're in adjoining shafts. Boring. It's got mod logic as well. There's a little bit intelligent, but not as good as the eco-disc. CL. We're going to find out. Okay, let's see what these floors are. I'm sure that floor's meant to be locked. That is odd that it's not locked. It says not for getting to secret areas. That's hard in Switzerland. Everything's really insecure here, but everyone notices you. They notice who's meant to be there and who isn't. Even though there's lack of physical security, the people are all on the ball. So it's social security rather than physical security. I'm a bit scared to see the prices. For just a cheeseburger, £6.50. That's £4 for just a cheeseburger. And now we go to a very interesting shopping centre. This shopping centre has a 1980s styling, and every time I've seen this styling, it's always looked a bit run down. Like places that usually have this styling, usually places that used to have money but don't have money anymore, and they're getting a bit run down. But this place has money, and they've chosen to not modernise the 80s styling. They've kept the 80s styling in pristine condition, like they're proud of it. This is so good, and it's so nice to see this classic 80s look being properly maintained and well cared for. It looks so nice. And the lift is the Schindler M series, but sadly it's a hydraulic. Doors nice and fast. You don't get intelligent levelling on a Schindler hydraulic. Schindler are not as good, sadly. Though Schindler's really good and not as good as a Hydroware. They're still pretty good actually. I mean, I've seen similar places in the United Kingdom, but not kept in absolute pristine condition with 70s, 80s styling, but looking all clean. You never see 80s styling looking clean. If something's got 80s styling in England, it means it's run down. but 80s styling, and they're looking after it. Really nice.
And the next lift is a Schindler Eurolift. Or is it? It looks like Eurolift, but no, that's much cheaper than Eurolift. That is a 3300 of Eurolift buttons.
I do like it when they put this construction work stuff around lifts. So this is there to protect the lift from builders bashing lift belt. You can sort of just pretend I'm back in the 1950s, because it looks sort of like a, I don't know, in Alderson Campbell or something nice and old. You just intelligent levelling, no pre-doors. Actually, this is 3300, isn't it? Obviously this isn't a Eurolift. Eurolifts would not be as cheap. Do the test. Yeah, 3300. 3300 lights, so yeah, it's obviously 3300, not a Eurolift. I just used the buttons.
Let's go and take a look around Geneva.
Bloody hell, that is using a lot of electricity to pump all that water. Look how tall it is. Look at those prices. That weekday, 178, that's about £120. Weekend, 138, that's about £100. You know, those prices is for an Ibis budget, not even a main Ibis, an Ibis budget. 179, that translates to about £130 for one night in an Ibis budget. That is the most spectacular junction I've seen. So you've got trolley bus rides and tram rides, and trolley bus rides have to be kept completely segregated to a tram rides, because trolley bus obviously has positive and negative, and probably, but I don't know, probably a different voltage to the trams. So the tram just has the middle wire. Tram cannot move its pantograph because pantograph's always in the middle. Trolley bus can move its wires, so trolley bus wires are to the side while tram wires are in the middle. But that is a very complex junction. You've got to get the tram wires to pass the trolley bus wires without a short circuit. And look, you've got the tram going that way and round that way and up that way, so you've got all that wiring needed for the tram to get its voltage, but at the same time the trolley bus needs to get its positive and negative voltage around without touching the tram's voltage. But that is some junction. Then the tram machine, see, it's got a big pantograph which is not flexible, so it's always in the middle. And how does that jump over the trolley bus's wires without short circuiting as it jumps over?
And now to a very small electric bus. I've only ever seen a bus this small once before, and that was in Calais. But that one wasn't actually electric. This one in Geneva is electric. It's very weird, but very interesting.
I've never seen such a small bus apart from in Calais.
Prochain arrêt, place de Neuve, correspondance, ligne 3, 5, 12, 18, 36. Terminus.
And now go to a station which has some very epic Schindler R series. These lifts go quite a short distance, just from the concourse to platform level, but they are very fast, very efficient, full intelligent levelling. These lifts are just epic. And now to lift on the other platform. There's some really awesome old Schindler R series service lifts at this station. These look so nice, but they refuse to move unless you have a key.
I'll get to the platform. Oh well. Yep, the only place I can go is platform level. The other 2 floors need keys.
And I'll now go to the next lift, which is a 1980s Otis.
Rêve 5, bouton d'alarme activé.
And I'll now go to what appears to be the next lift. It's a very weird looking lift. It's actually a toilet. And it really does look like a lift, especially since you can unlock the doors with triangle key.
Welcome aboard my lift. This is a Schindler, since it's got sort of toothpaste coloured panels, look a bit like Schindler. It's got a toilet in the lift. It's actually got a toilet.
And now to an Otis.
That is out of alignment.
And now let's take a closer look at different types of tram in Geneva. Firstly, the older type of tram. These older types are really interesting. And now to the bog standard type of tram. I found these rather boring. They're very slow and a very slow acceleration. And just when I was about to leave the trams, I suddenly spotted a brand new tram. This brand new tram is really nice. And here's a lift at a tram stop. It's an Otis Gen 2.
Otis. Doesn't even say Gen 2, it just says Otis. That is obviously a Gen 2, which means... So, no, I can't take brake here. Oh, can't take brake it. Oh dear, leveling's bad.
And now, along to a very interesting bus, the Tosser bus. This bus uses flash charging, so rather than using regular batteries that get charged up overnight and then the batteries can only barely manage a day's duty before they go flat, these buses use flash charging so they charge up regularly throughout the route, and these charging stations can charge your bus's capacitors from 0 to full in just 20 seconds. And as far as I can tell, to prevent massive surges on the electricity grid when this happens, the charging stations themselves are gradually charging up their capacitors so it's no sudden surges, and then when the bus comes, the load from the charging station's capacitors are dumped to the bus's capacitors super quick. It's a very clever system and it works very well, and these electric buses sound really good.
Prochain arrêt, avenue Moulin.
How do you go?